Hey skaters, it's Stacy here from Next Edge Tutorials. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to take that balance from beginner to advanced. So every figure skater knows that it is so important to have great balance. Why? Because we need balance for jumps, for spins, and just great flow across the ice. Now in today's lesson, we're gonna be looking at that balance from beginner to intermediate and advanced. And I'm gonna show you some easy exercises to progress through those levels. So let's start. All right, our first level is beginner balance. And in my opinion, beginner balance is being able to glide forwards or backwards on straight lines. So before you can pick it up to 1 foot, I want you to get balance on just gliding forwards and backwards on 2 feet. So I'm gonna go arms out, I'm gonna do some steps forward, and then I'm just gonna hold. I'm gonna feel pulled up with my upper body, arms are out, and I'm gliding forward, holding, feeling this balance on 2 feet. Now we're gonna go backwards, same exact thing on 2 feet. So skating backwards and then holding. And I'm feeling pulled up, nice and strong through my upper body and balancing here. All right, now we feel comfortable with that. Now we're gonna pick it up to 1 foot. So I'm gonna go skating forwards, and then I'm gonna pull my left leg up and balance. And then a couple of pushes, and then pull my right leg up and balance on my left leg. So this is so important with just beginner balance, being able to glide on a straight line, but balancing on one leg. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing backwards. So we're gonna go a couple of pushes. I'm gonna find my balance, pick it up to 1 foot and hold. And then we're gonna go the other leg and hold. So this is why I consider it beginner balance, is because we're gliding on straight lines, but on one leg. Now, after you get that, what we're gonna do is we're going to very gently start balancing on one leg and just adding just a little bit of curve, which will help us for our next part. So we're gonna go pushing forward, and then we're gonna pick up the foot and just a little bit of curve. Little bit of curve. Little bit of curve. Push and lift. So it's not as much of a deep curve or a straight line. It's just little curves. Learning how to press just a little bit on that outside edge, and we're using our body to help us maneuver, press and press. So we're gonna also do this backwards. So we did it forwards, let's go backwards. So I'm gonna go backwards, and then I'm just gonna lift, push, lift, push, lift. Oh, and you can bend your knee if you need to and press the outside edge a little bit and holding. So this is, in my opinion, beginner balance. All right, before we move on, I want you to click on the link below in the description for your free PDF guide on the 4 turns that we have in figure skating. This goes over our turns of 3 turns, brackets, counters, rockers, forwards, backwards, inside, outside. It goes over everything. That way, when your coach comes to you and says, hey, I want to start on a rocker turn, you already have that knowledge, and it's going to make it so much easier for you. So when you're ready, give it a click. All right, we are up to intermediate balance. So if beginner balance was all about gliding, balancing on 1 foot on a straight line, well, intermediate balance is about adding curves, being able to ride on that inside edge or outside edge, forwards or backwards. So what we wanna do from that beginner stage, now we wanna add on some curves. So I'm gonna push forward, and we're gonna do some inside edges. I'm gonna pull my arms up, I'm gonna push off with my right foot, bring it in and curve around. Push and curve. Push and curve. Push and curve. And then we can go outside edges. Push and hold. Push and hold that edge coming around. Push and then curve this around. And then we can go back. We can do the exact same thing, but backwards. So we can do some inside edges. Push, inside edge. Push, inside edge. Push, inside edge. And then you can also do outside edges. Outside. 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 You can kind of see how from that beginner stage, it's just a bit further into that intermediate stage, adding those curves forwards and backwards. Another thing that I consider intermediate is like forward cross rolls, back cross rolls. So let's take a look at some forward cross rolls because I'm using those edges. Push and cross, and cross, and cross, and cross. And then we can also go backwards with press back, then press back, press back, press back, press back. I also want to give you another exercise to try in this intermediate level is we're going to do a crossover inside edge, but we're going to hold on that inside edge around. So we're going to pull up. I'm going to do a forward crossover, and then we're going to push and then hold this inside edge around. Step, crossover, and hold around. Step, crossover, push, hold around. Step, crossover, last one, and then hold that edge around. So it's all about holding on edges, inside, outside, forwards, backwards. All right, now we are up to advanced balance. And in my opinion, advanced balance is being able to turn or do changes of edges on one foot without putting that foot down to regain balance. Now, let's take a look at advanced balance. So I might do a forward inside counter, maybe a back inside counter, twizzle, couple more power pulls, and then maybe you can do twizzle again. Now, I know you might be thinking, Stace, I want to do something like that, but I'm not quite yet at that advanced balance. Well, guess what you can do? You can take that same twizzle. So I'm gonna show you a twizzle. And you might do a push under, step forward, then twizzle, push under, step forward. And we're using that push under, step forward as a way to regain balance before we step into that twizzle where we're balancing on one foot. Now, I want to give you this next exercise that you still want to change edge and work on that, but you want to keep it a little bit more simple. We're going to do a crossover inside edge. We're going to change the edge in between, and I'm going to show you how that works. So we're going to go crossover, change edge, cross, crossover, pull, cross, crossover, up and over. So I'm using the change of edge, the inside to outside, cross, inside, outside, cross. All right, now we're gonna look at backwards. So I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna do a back crossover, push under, change edge, and press that back outside edge around. Then a back crossover, inside, outside. Back crossover, inside, outside. Now what I want you to remember is that you can use your free leg. You can bring it into your body. You can extend it out. When you're at this advanced stage, I want you remembering to use your body a bit more. It will give you a greater balance. All right, there you have it. Those are the 3 stages of balance. Now, if you want me to dive in deeper on the beginner or the advanced, let me know in the comments. I love going through them and seeing what I need to help you with. Now, if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this lesson, it's challenging your balance will give you greater balance. Thanks for watching Next Set Tutorials and looking forward to seeing you in our next lesson.